Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Savvy patheads secure their internet. Join them at expressvpn.com/unleashed. Man, they are monitoring us right now in so many different ways. And are they going to just stop all of that surveillance?
Of course.
When this is over? Yeah, of course they will.
Yeah, man.
Of course they will. Yeah, they're always looking out for our best interests. That's the only reason they're watching us. They're trying to keep us safe. They know better than we do.
I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, what does it matter if they don't stop monitoring us?
What do you care? What do you care? If you have a guilty conscience, okay, maybe then you're a little concerned about it. But for those of us who aren't doing anything wrong,
right? I mean, it's fine.
We don't care that they're watching.
They're looking out for us.
You're just going to be bored watching me. Got some tweets here from after the show yesterday. Helpful note from a pathead, David Harker. If you didn't get a refund on your taxes, you may have to add your direct deposit through irs.gov. Says, I had to today. Yeah, that was my thing yesterday.
That was your point, yeah.
Trying to say, how are they going to, know for the direct deposit? So go to irs.gov. Just make sure is what I would do if you've got the money coming.
Yeah.
Interesting tweet from another pathead. This from Shelly from the Texas.
Yep.
From the Texas says, between games in a crossword app, this survey popped up. And here's the survey. Powered by Google. Help our sponsors by answering one question. Do you know someone in your community who is sick? Fever, along with cough, shortness of breath, or difficulty breathing right now? No, yes, not sure. Again, if you're not doing anything wrong, what do you care? If you're not sick, then you shouldn't worry about this.
Answer the question. It's just an innocent survey question, right? If you want to get to the next crossword, then this is what Jeffy would say. If you want to play with their crossword puzzle, then give them the information they want. What? What is it? Anyway, Rob made a keen observation on this. This was tweeted out from an iPhone. So obviously, this individual was on an iPhone and got a Google ad. This is part of that partnership now that is starting up between Apple and Google.
This is really just chilling. If you're not chilled to the bone by now, you're really not paying attention to what's going on. Or you just think that the government will always be benevolent and there's never anything to worry about. Even if you're not worried about Trump or the current FBI configuration or the NSA or the CIA, whoever it is, even if you're not worried about any of them, what about the next group of people who are surveilling us?
And that answer there, if you do want to tell them, even if you're just screwing around, even if you want to be like, yep, I've been in close contact with someone that's experiencing all this, congratulations, your phone's now being tracked. So
yeah.
That's going to give them reason because then they'll be like, oh, well, let's see who this person's interacting with. And that's who's.
It's always for our best interest, that they're trying to find out this information. We just need to know if you know anybody in your community who's sick. Maybe we need to track them down and get them some help. That's all we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, do you want to be a part of the solution or part of the problem?
Then from Pathead, rolling bacon. This is great. My little Yeti cup. He took a still shot of and came up with Pat Mob.
Yeah, see how the angle of the camera, instead of showing Patriot Mobile, shows Pat Mob. Maybe that's a new hashtag we need to incorporate. Hashtag the Pat Mob.
Kind of fun.
Pat Mob.
Pat Heads, Pat Mob. I'm good with either. Both.
Yeah, I think that they keep trampling on our rights. I think we're going to identify more with the Pat Mob mentality. I saw a tweet. I don't know if I think I printed it up. I don't know if it's over there or over here, but Rand Paul was trying to remind us where he said that we need to remember that these rights, if they're not expressly listed in the Constitution, they're reserved
for the states.
and the people.
And the people.
Oh, there it is.
Right.
Look at that. Thank you so much. The Constitution doesn't allow the federal government to become the ultimate regulator of our lives because they waive a doctor's note. Powers not delegated are reserved to the states and the people. If we dispense with constitutional restraints, we will have more to worry about than a virus. Thank you very much, Senator.
What an extremist that Rand Paul is.
About the
Constitution
right?
this, Constitution that. Give it a rest, Ron.
Rand.
Oh, it was Rand, not Ron?
It was Rand.
Both Rand and Ron have been really, really good and reminding us of these things during this unbelievable power grab by the government right now. And we're okay with it because we all know they're just trying to protect us. They're just trying to, make sure that we stay healthy. That's all they're doing right now. Just like after 9/11, all they were doing was just trying to track down terrorists. If you're not a terrorist, you got nothing to worry about. Jeez. We just don't pay attention. And that's when they swoop in and remove our rights.
Yeah, but it's not like Rand Paul has been in there and, he hasn't experienced the horrors of having the coronavirus.
Right.
So he can't speak to this whatsoever.
Yeah, if you missed it, Rand Paul did have the virus. Was very sick for a while.
Mm-hmm. And he did, right after he got healthy, he went and he's on the front lines as a medical professional right now.
Yeah, volunteering at New York hospitals, which is cool because he's like an eye doctor, right? So if you have an eye, like a sty in your eye, he can help you when you come to the hospital.
Okay.
By the way, they did say one of the first signs might be pink eye.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Pink eye. And now they're saying, what else was there's it's some kind of, what was it?
That's the kind of thing that
sores on your feet.
Sores on your feet, really?
Yeah.
Because I know that they're saying that if there's a lot of Google activity for eye pain or something like that in an area, that's where they're starting to think, crap, get all of our medical stuff there.
Yeah, if you start searching for things like high fever, shortness of breath, I have eye pain, then they believe that that's going to be a hot spot. And that's another chilling sign that they're tracking us.
Wait, sores on your feet? Is there anything this virus doesn't do?
No, that's what I'm starting to believe, that it just wipes out every section of your body.
If you develop scales on your elbow, it could be an early warning sign of COVID-19.
Yeah. If you find yourself talking sometimes and not others, that could be an early sign of COVID-19. If you blink all day, that might be COVID-19. Do you breathe in and out involuntarily? COVID-19.
Do you find yourself having to constantly clean out your ears?
COVID-19. Here's a good sign, though. People in Michigan, at least, are starting to protest the loss of their freedom. Thousands of protesters on foot and in vehicles converged on Michigan's capital yesterday to rally against Gretchen Whitmer's stay-at-home orders in the state. She's just out of control. I mean, she's on some power-hungry trip right now. Operation Gridlock, organized by Michigan Conservative Coalition, created a huge bumper-to-bumper traffic jam around the Michigan Capitol in Lansing. Michonne Maddock, an organizer for the group, said the demonstrators include Republicans, Democrats, and Independents. I hope that's true. I hope that all Americans are concerned about their loss of freedom and where this could lead us. Michonne said, quarantine is when you restrict movement of sick people. Tyranny is when you restrict the movement of healthy people. We don't need a nanny state to tell people how to be careful. So apparently the whole thing was supposed to start at noon, but they already had lines of vehicles stretching for miles early in the morning. One of the good things about this virus, I guess, is that so many people are out of work right now. They got time to do this.
There you go. Hey, so this is what it's like to be a leftist.
Yes, right. Hey, I can get up early in the morning and go protest. I have the time. Operation Gridlock was just one of the many demonstrations planned across the country to push back on the stay-at-home orders. Fortunately, some of the governors, many of the governors actually, I think there's about 20 states now, talking about getting back to work and slowly restarting America's economic engine again.
Yeah.
Because they understand we can't do this forever. We can't keep going on like this.
There is pushback all over the country. I know that in Greenville, Mississippi, the churchgoers won their case against receiving $500 fines
that's
from the
good.
police. So that is good news. But in Raleigh, North Carolina, I don't know, do we have the tweets? Because, they tried to push back there in Raleigh, the state capital there, and the Raleigh police tweeted out that, they were aware of the reopened North Carolina protest that's occurring in downtown Raleigh. The protesters are in violation of the governor's executive order, and they've been asked to leave. And so some guy goes, what part of the governor's order was violated here? And then the Raleigh police responded on Twitter, protesting is a non-essential activity. Wow. Raleigh police, let me introduce you to the United States of America.
That's crazy. But again, you have to dig so deep into the U.S. Constitution to find that right.
Yeah, I don't know.
To assemble.
I don't know.
You got to go all the way down to the First Amendment. And so it's tough to find.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is tough to find for some of our politicians, as we've been learning. I don't know who was it. Was it Senator Chris Murphy from Connecticut?
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows who's to blame for this virus. Chris Murphy on.
Did I get my Murphys mixed up?
And the reason that we're in the crisis that we are today is not because of anything that China did. It's not because of anything the WHO did. It's because of what this president.
It's because
this president. Yeah.
This president.
Yeah,
it's not anything that China did. It's not anything that anybody did. It's because of this president.
Yeah.
That's what.
We'll have to play the Governor Phil Murphy thing. I don't know when you want to get to that. But this morning I told Daniel, okay, so the Phil Murphy clip is New Jersey's governor. The Chris Murphy is the Connecticut senator. And I just completely screwed that up here myself.
Well, let's play all the Murphys now.
Yeah, all the Murphys suck right now.
Here's New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy and his thoughts on the Constitution.
So you made that decision, and as I noted before, 15 congregants at a synagogue in New Jersey were arrested and charged for being in a synagogue together. Now, the Bill of Rights, as you well know, protects Americans' right, enshrines their right to practice their religion as they see fit and to congregate together, to assemble peacefully. By what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights in issuing this order? How do you have the power to do that?
That's above my pay grade, Tucker. So I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this. We went to first of all, we looked at the data and the science, and it says people have to stay away from each other. That's the best thing we could do to break the back of the curve of this virus that leads to lower hospitalizations and ultimately fatalities.
And I'm not contesting that, though. I think I do think there's a debate. This is a rolling conversation because we're learning new things every day, and nothing is settled at this point.
Understood.
But I do want, since you are an elected official, a leader in the government, an executive, how do you have the authority to order something that so clearly contravenes the Bill of Rights of the United States, the U.S. Constitution? Where do you get the authority to do that?
Yeah, come on now.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
We know we need to stay away from each other, number one. Number two, we do have broad authority within the state. And number three, we would never do that without coordinating, discussing, and hashing it out with the leaders, the variety of the leaders of the faiths in New Jersey. We are among, if not the most diverse state in America.
I'm sure that you talk to every rabbi and priest, but there's a deeper question here, and I'm just going to ask you one last time because I think it's important. I'm sure you've thought about this.
No, he hasn't. He already said. Did you miss
it?
As
the governor of a state, tell people who they can talk to when and where because
he can.
The Constitution of the United States, upon which all of this is.
Tucker's just not getting this.
Yeah,
Tucker. Yes, he can, because he's trying to protect us.
Right, yeah. Look,
that's his authority, he wants to protect us.
They need to stay away from each other.
Right.
That's
the bottom line. We're trying to break the back of this coronavirus. That's the only authority I have right now, is I'm trying to break the back of this virus.
Quote, I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this. End
clearly.
Quote.
And he's responded to that clearly. I mean, that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Oh, help us.
All right, finish this.
Prohibits you from doing that. So you clearly decided that you couldn't do it.
I'm sure.
Did you consult an attorney about this? Did you? I mean, because this is a legal question as well as a medical one.
You're not getting it, Tucker.
I don't go to the men's room without consulting an attorney, so I guarantee you we did that. But I'll give you an example that was not related to the synagogue. I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark. There were 5 or 6 archdioceses in New Jersey. It was coming up to Easter and Holy Week in particular. And I said, listen, I'm really concerned about drive-through Holy Communion, because we had heard some stories about priests who unwittingly had the virus and unwittingly passed it on to parishioners. And he said, we're not doing that. I promise you, and I'll confirm that with my fellow bishops. That's not denying someone their right to worship in any way, that we have to find a different way to worship. And I think that's the point. God bless America.
Yeah, we're not, government's not allowed to tell people how to worship in just as...
Wow. I mean, that's unlike anything I think I've ever seen.
Did he violate every aspect of the First Amendment with his answers there in those 3 minutes?
It sounds like it. Yeah, pretty close. Obviously, assembly and religion.
Mm-hmm. The right to assemble. Right. Let's see.
And religion.
Yeah. So I mean,
he just didn't. Is he impeding free speech? I don't know about that.
Can we petition the government there? I mean, did we miss that one?
Jeez, unbelievable.
But so. He didn't consult the Bill of Rights, Pat, but he did consult Cardinal Tobin. Tobin.
Yeah, Cardinal Tobin.
Tobin has
is the ultimate authority. That's in the Good and Plenty clause. When in doubt, consult Cardinal Tobin.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, so he did the right thing.
Goodness, please, Lord.
I mean, that's just astonishing. What do you even say about that? You can't. There's nothing to say because we're just so far off track. That's
yeah.
That's madness. It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. A madhouse. Next thing we know, apes are going to be running around with rifles, herding us into little jail cells. It wouldn't even surprise me.
I'm good with
at this
that
point.
right now.
Yeah.
Let's just hand it over to the apes at this point.
All right, let me take 60 seconds and tell you about Kyle and Josh, 2 guys who were losing their hair. Which isn't necessarily shocking because male pattern baldness, and that runs in just about everybody's families, but certainly theirs. But the way they dealt with their hair loss couldn't have been more different. Kyle kept putting off getting hair loss treatment, lost more hair by the day. Josh went to Keeps to learn how to keep his hair. Keeps offers the generic versions of the only 2 FDA-approved hair loss products. The generic versions save you a fortune, and they certainly saved Josh a fortune. And it was all taken care of quickly online. Just answered a few questions, snapped some pictures of his hair, and then a doctor evaluated all of his information and recommended the right treatment for him. Keeps, it lets you save your hair without even leaving your couch. And to get you started, we're going to give you half off, 50% off your first order right now. Go to keeps.com/Pat. That's keeps.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
But at least, again, there was some good news on the religious front from Greenville, Mississippi. Temple Baptist Church in Greenville won their case against the city after the police officers, of course, gave those $500 tickets. We talked about that, but at least there's a few glimmers of hope on the horizon. There are a couple of judges and a few elected officials who do still notice the Bill of Rights in the U.S. Constitution. So we got that going for us.
But did Greenville, Mississippi, did they call Cardinal Tobin to make sure this was okay?
They don't say that they did, so... All right. They better give him a call soon.
This may be rescinded. Okay, don't celebrate just yet.
What I did was I called Cardinal Tobin.
Yeah, I don't know what time Cardinal Tobin wakes up. 7:20 right now, East Coast. I mean, this could be a short-lived victory for Greenville, Mississippi.
I would hate to see Cardinal Tobin rescind that after everybody thinks they won. But, we'll
have to wait and see.
He's the decider.
He's the decider.
As George Bush once said, I'm the decider. I'm the decider. Okay. But now Cardinal Tobin is the decider.
Yes, he is.
Let's see. Pat had N.I. James reminded us of a tweet from the WHO clear back in January.
And so we played the clip earlier that I inadvertently walked us into. I don't know if we want to play that again of Senator Chris Murphy on who's to blame for the coronavirus. Go ahead and hit that one here.
Yeah, because we know who's to blame.
The reason that we're in the crisis that we are today is not because of anything that China did. It's not because of anything the WHO did. It's because of what this president did.
Ding, ding, ding. It's President Trump's fault. So then N1 James, a pathead, he sent out that tweet as a reminder of what the WHO said back on January 14th.
But they're not to blame. Preliminary investigations conducted by the Chinese authorities have found no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission of the novel coronavirus identified in Wuhan.
January 14th.
So there you go.
Keep in mind that virus had been
They knew full well.
About, let's see, 6, 7, 8.5 weeks at that point. It had been running rampant around Wuhan in that laboratory.
I remember talking about that back in January, that there was no human-to-human transmission. Well, then how do thousands and thousands of people in China have it? They all got it from animals?
They all eat bat.
They all eat bat.
Infected bat.
Okay. All right.
So, and
possibly
WHO still has that tweet up under their Twitter account.
Oh my gosh!
And I checked, and it's still
really
still there. I mean,
that's
congrats to them for not deleting it.
Yeah.
But Trump's to blame. You know that.
The way they just bow to the Chinese is really it's despicable and it's pathetic. Sources believe that the coronavirus originated in a Wuhan lab as part of China's efforts to compete. Now, there's several different theories on this. There's the theory where they did this on purpose, released it on purpose. There's the theory that it got out of the lab by accident. There's the theory that they sold infected animals to the wet market that were then consumed by people in the area, and that spread it. But the fact is, this is the fault of the Chinese.
Yeah, and the Chinese are doing
they did this.
Everything they can to cover up any kind of investigations into the origin of the virus or any research that was being done around the virus. I think what's going to ultimately, because there were alarm bells going off for years about the security of these two labs in Wuhan and how they basically suck. And this was the writing was on the wall that something like this was going to happen there.
And so they're in the midst of this incredible outbreak where tens of thousands of people are being infected, and it's spreading like wildfire to the point where they shut down the movement of 70 million people at one point. And so there are those that think, okay, it just got away from them a little bit. And then because they didn't want to be seen as backward and the only ones that had this virus and that they're inferior to others, I guess. I don't know their thought process here, but they didn't want to be the only ones. And so they allowed it to be spread. In fact, encouraged the spread worldwide so they wouldn't be the only ones. So there's that theory. And I think that's a pretty solid theory that to save face, to save embarrassment, I don't know, to infect their enemies, whatever, they kind of encouraged the spread of it by allowing people to go to and fro wherever they wanted to go outside of the country.
Yeah,
and deliberately let it spread.
And it looks like these bats came from those caves far away that were associated with the SARS outbreak in 2003. And so, you know, at this point, you can just say they were probably doing research. Yeah, they were doing research on that. Maybe it wasn't nefarious. Maybe it was. But I think you're right. I think once it became obvious that, whoops, our bad, that's when it probably is when it became nefarious.
I believe that even if it was accidental initially, the spread of it was on purpose.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And whether that was to specifically hurt us or to save face, I don't know. But as one source said, this may be the costliest government cover-up of all time.
Yep.
I think that's pretty well put.
And they're being so communist with this too. With hiding everything, lying about everything. I mean, it's... Ugh.
Sources believe the initial transmission of the virus was bat to human, and that patient 0 worked at the laboratory and then went into the population in Wuhan. So that's what they think is probably the most likely way that this began to spread like wildfire. But once they became aware of it, once they knew what was going on, it's on them that they allowed the spread. In fact, they encouraged the spread.
And you have to go really deep into these caves to associate with these bats. Okay, why are we going through why are we doing that? Why are we going into these caves and stirring up this situation to begin with? Why?
Looking for some good eating? They want that delicious bat sandwich.
Right. I know we're supposed
craving.
to be doing SARS research, but have you tried this bat from whatever the heck cave it was?
So hungry for a bat right now. I got a hankering.
What's your favorite bat recipe? Like your favorite bat dish that you enjoy the most? Because I have my answer. I just wonder if it's the same. You got anything?
Yeah, what's your answer?
Well, mine would be the bat omelet. You know,
bat omelets.
You get like the peppers. It's kind of like what they call like a Denver omelet or something like that, but you put the bat in there. Mm-hmm. Little diced bat.
Oh, yum.
Right.
Mine's bat under glass.
Bat under glass?
Yeah, it's like pheasant under glass, but you use bat instead. It's still a winged animal, like a pheasant. But it's so much more delicious.
And when it's served, like, does the guy come over, like, hold it like this and then take the lid off?
Yeah, he does. And then you see the bat there all flayed out. It's delicious. I mean, I'm getting my mouth watering. My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Mine is too, but it's because I'm about to vomit.
So
we've said it on this program many times, and I will say it again. See, our culture's better, and we don't eat that crap.
How dare you say
that? So you
that?
should probably learn from us.
Dare you say that?
And stop eating animals that hang upside down in the back of a cave, have wings with just, it's not even like there's no meat on that bone. Come on. This is gross. You got to stop it, y'all. Stop. Because look what happens. You shut down the planet when you have your bat omelet.
Yep. It's hard to believe that anybody really eats a bat.
Or a pangolin.
Which is kind of like it's like an armadillo, right?
Yeah.
The pangolin? Yeah, so.
And what was that whole list? We had a crazy exotic list.
Of their yummy
all the animals
meats
that were on that menu in that wet market. It's like none of them came remotely close to something that I would consider.
No, I mean, there was dog and cat and camel, remember? Because Jeffy talked about the delicious fried camel hump.
Fried camel hump. Again, I hope everyone's enjoying their breakfast this morning. Have we called Cardinal Tobin yet to see what he's having for breakfast?
We have not.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah. I suppose he's probably awake by now. I mean, he's got a planet to rule. We should really get in touch with him soon. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We're gonna have some fun today as well because there's just so much madness that let me just play this right now. I don't know if I think we have time. Play the turtle song from the from the guy who's talking about turtles.
If
dying
turtles weren't
because
so stupid, they wouldn't put straws in their noses.
Right?
When I see a straw, I put it in my mouth. Straws don't belong there, but the turtles don't know why.
Okay, sure.
So maybe they all deserve to die.
Wait, what is the backstory on this? We got
backstory is
straws in there.
I should have probably started with the backstory. It's because one of the reasons that we hate straws and their use so much is that they wind up in the noses of turtles in the ocean.
Well, then,
because all the 500 million straws a day that we throw into the ocean wind up in turtle noses. Okay. Well, he doesn't put straws in his nose, he puts it in his mouth. So if the turtles are so stupid they don't know where to put the straw,
maybe they do deserve to die.
They deserve to die.
I'm sure the left is loving this kid's song.
The talented kid.
That's
too.
awesome.
I love
stuff.
that. We'll have to play that again in a few minutes here.
Okay.
888-900-32. Now that you know the backstory,
now
it'll
love
help
it.
a little bit. Yeah.
If turtles weren't so stupid, they wouldn't put straws in their noses. roses.
Right.
When I see a straw, I put it in my mouth. Straws don't belong there, but the turtles don't know why. So maybe they all deserve to die.
Nice.
I love the pause at the very end. Do deserve to die.
Well, they're so stupid that they don't put the straws in their mouth. Man. They put them in their nose.
That's a great point.
Yeah, it
so
is.
why are we going through so much trouble with these stupid anti-pollution laws? Like, don't throw away your straws.
It's
not even a pollution law. It's a don't use straws.
Yeah.
Because they'll end up in a turtle's nose. Well, that's on the turtle.
As he points out so eloquently.
Yeah.
Just genius stuff there. 888-933-93 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Preston Baines tweets, being that Phil Murphy of New Jersey said he doesn't consider the Constitution when making decisions, and you can't take office without swearing an oath to it, is going to face articles of impeachment immediately in such a pure state like New Jersey, right?
Such a pure state.
F. Carol Baskin, shocked we haven't gotten a PSA from the government that reviewing the Constitution will cause coronavirus. Yeah, it's right.
You look at the Constitution and you will get COVID-19.
DMXDM, not considering the Bill of Rights while taking away freedoms should be an instant disqualification from any elected office. Yeah, seriously. That's an amazing statement from that guy. And he had no awareness of what he was saying there. He didn't even, it didn't faze him at all to say that he didn't consider the Bill of Rights. Wow.
Well, look, people need to stop getting together and stuff.
Yeah, we're just trying to help people. That's all. We're trying to save lives here. So,
by what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights in issuing this order?
I love that question.
How do you have the power to do that?
That's above my pay grade, Tucker. So I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this.
Clearly.
Good
okay.
Night.
Amazing. From Ryan Uffens. Excuse me. Oh, this is concerning the male pattern baldness we were talking about during the Keeps commercial. Non-binary specific patterned baldness, please. That's right, because of course.
Point of personal privilege.
Yeah, go ahead.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Yeah, okay. Appreciate that. Thank you. The Steve 42. Are bat omelets topped with spicy guano? Live free or die tweets. Alfred used to make a mean bat rangoon. Oh, Alfred, the butler of Batman.
That reminds me. I saw a funny meme of a city with, whatever, Gotham probably, with a bat signal. And what was it, in Wuhan? This means it's dinner time.
It's funny.
I like it.
Ghetto facts checker. This virus has more side effects than one of those medicines advertised on TV.
That's right.
Yeah, where about, on a 60-second commercial, about 58 seconds taken up with the side effects. Lone Wolf 2. I get eye and ear pain every time a Nancy Pelosi video plays. Could she be a corona carrier? And from Mr. Falcon, is the heartbreak of psoriasis a symptom of COVID-19? Yes, they just discovered that.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
That's no good.
Not good at all. Speaking of turtles, an Italian woman who took her pizza-sized turtle out for a walk has been fined 400 euros, or about $440. That's amazing. We're that close now to the euro. The euro, it used to be worth, like, if you had 400 euros, it'd be about almost $800. But, wow, have we narrowed that gap? Anyway, she was fined $440 by Roman police for breaking the coronavirus confinement rules. So I guess there's a specific rule that you can't take your turtle for a walk.
Sure.
They need a justifiable reason to be out on the street in the middle of the pandemic. Taking your dog out for a walk is viewed as a good enough reason. But taking your turtle?
No.
Apparently not the same. So,
I mean, that kid makes a good point. Maybe that turtle doesn't deserve a walk. Maybe it doesn't even deserve to live.
The Roman police said the 60-year-old woman was caught outside her home without a justifiable reason and was fined. The woman was walking with a turtle. So weird.
You got to have I was about to say you got to have a lot of free time, and I guess on lockdown you do.
Can they not,
So
get out and just take a walk in their neighborhoods?
I guess, what did the thing say? You can take your dog, but you
take
can't
your dog,
take your
but you
turtle?
can't just take yourself?
I mean, that's discrimination.
Get a little exercise? Come on.
Care for that?
Amazing. Also, South Dakota is doing the statewide test with hydroxychloroquine. And now a nursing home doctor says he has successfully treated 39 coronavirus patients with hydroxychloroquine. A nursing home medical director here in Texas said he's used hydroxychloroquine sulfate to treat 39 coronavirus patients, and all of them are doing well after 5 days.
I mean,
how many times do we have to hear this before the media stops yelling and screaming about how irresponsible it is to talk about hydroxychloroquine? 39 patients in a nursing home. So these are obviously elderly people, many of them probably with other underlying conditions, health problems, and all of them survived.
39 for 39.
Tell you this, if I get this, I'm going directly to hydroxychloroquine. Add zinc to it, add zithromycin, whatever it is. But I want the hydroxychloroquine treatment.
And no bat under glass, though, while you're undergoing treatment.
Well,
You'll have to wait until you heal up and then get back to your regularly scheduled diet.
Which is so delicious. I don't know if I can wait that long, but I'll try if I get it. Right now, I'm kind of hoping not to get it, which is a little discriminatory of me, I know.
Well, don't read the Constitution, remember? That could be, we don't know, but could be one of the side effects of reading the Constitution, coming down with a case of coronavirus.
888-900-3393. Also add Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Another of the side effects of the virus, releasing prisoners from jail. How many states are doing that? How many governors have released? Just about everybody has done that. And, of course, a Florida man has just been arrested on suspicion of murder committed 1 day after he was freed from jail to prevent the spread of coronavirus in prison. Joseph Williams initially booked into Orient Road Jail March 13th for possession of heroin. That's a third-degree felony. And possession of drug paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor. But on March 19th, he was one of 164 inmates deemed low risk who was allowed to leave custody following the issuance of the executive order that allowed people to go free early. So he left Hillsborough County Jail at 8:02 a.m., but by 10:40 p.m. the next day, police were called to the scene of the crime where a man had been shot dead. And he is believed to be the one responsible for it. There's no question Joseph Williams took advantage of this health emergency to commit crimes while he was out of jail awaiting resolution of his offense. I mean, how many times are we going to see this happen?
I mean, this nearly played out to a T in Utah. A guy was released early because of fears of the coronavirus, and he ended up tying a woman up in her home. Thankfully, her son heard her scream for help. They called the police, and
got him before anything really.
Before she had a knife to her throat.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and all in the name of protecting the prisoners from
the virus.
The virus that if you just keep it out of the prison, then aren't they protected more there than running loose?
You would think so.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Nothing makes sense, man.
It's crazy.
Maybe turtles do deserve to die.
It's a madhouse! A madhouse!
Do you know that dry dog food has to have a 2 to 3 year shelf life? I don't know if that's a government mandate or if that's just from the dog food companies that they want it to last for a really long time. Anyway, they sterilize the food when they make it, so they burn everything out of it. Anything that was alive and good for your dog is burned right out of it. The probiotics, the enzymes, vitamins, the healthy microbacteria, all of it gone, which is why I'm so happy to have found Rough Greens VitaSmart. It's not dog food. It's a healthy supplement that you put on top. You just sprinkle it on top. Your dog will love it. Every dog I know of just loves this stuff. So it doesn't really matter whether you feed your dog the most expensive food on the market or, you just do what you can at home, making them some food. This will make your dog's food better. And right now, you can take the Rough Greens 14-Day Jumpstart Challenge, just $14.95, and you will see the difference in your dog in 14 days or less. If you want to see your dog thrive again, be really active again, jumping around and playing like a puppy, go to roughgreens.com/blaze. That's RUFF greens.com/blaze. roughgreens.com/blaze.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Okay, well, this is good news, too. Not just prisoners in the U.S., U.S. citizens being released, but immigrants self-deporting from the U.S. Now to avoid possible coronavirus. And also, ICE is releasing 693
Oh, so you hit us with the good news.
Because of overcrowded detention centers.
And they don't want them to go. Okay. All right.
Isn't that great?
That's cute.
That's wonderful. I will say, though, that the traffic from Mexico has slowed down considerably because we have so many, we've got, 600,000 cases now. And we have just surpassed 30,000 deaths. So we've got a pretty serious situation. Now, Mexico does, too. They just don't know it because they're not doing any testing. Right. And they're not doing any social distancing. And they didn't take this very seriously at the beginning or in the middle. I'm not sure they're still taking it seriously. But people expect a massive explosion of the virus in Mexico because, they did that music festival where 110,000, this was just 2 weeks ago, 110,000 people attended. You think any of them had the virus and spread it around a little bit?
Nah.
No, I'm sure
on,
not. It's so hard to spread this virus. You have to, first of all, you have to breathe or you have to touch things. So, what are the odds you're going to get it?
So hang on. If you don't breathe
and you don't touch things, then you won't get it.
You just have to do the two things?
Yeah, just those two things. And you're completely safe from the virus. How hard can it be?
Right. It's just the two things.
How hard can it be?
Noted. I never thought of it like that.
Right?
You just got to do two things, and it's not wash your hands.
No.
And it's not stay 6 feet apart.
Right.
It's don't breathe and don't touch things.
And don't touch things. So easy.
Write that one down.
Why didn't they come to me for help on this earlier? I could have fixed it right from the beginning. Just don't breathe and don't touch things, and you're fine. You're absolutely fine. All right. As far as Pat Gray Bingo is concerned, which we began on Monday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares.
Yeah, don't be holding that up so
no, I know.
higgledy-piggledy.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You've already flashed it. Well, people want to rewind it. They can. There we go. See. Anyhow, so 7 squares are covered. First person to get bingo, call us at 888-900-3393 and pick out something from the Pat Gray store over at the Blaze Media Shop.
And we got some really cool new stuff, too. So there's a lot of fun things from which you can choose.
Yay.
By the way, there might be some sports on the horizon. I love the fact that people are at least talking about it now. At least we're having the discussion about starting the economic engine back up. And we're having some discussions now of how can we legitimately get back to baseball, at least baseball.
Thank the president for that. Because remember, he's organizing these, I don't know if they're task force, but just these conference calls with sports folks. Talking. As far as that's not the only group that he is engaging. He in fact, he said at the press conference yesterday that he spent the day on the phone with, sports people. And then he just named, medical, all these different fields in our economy. And so he's the one that is the catalyst for this.
Well, he understands. He's a capitalist, and he understands that we need to get the economic engine cranked back up. Plus, he's a sports fan like many of us, and he wants sports to be reactivated. Who doesn't? Well, my wife doesn't. She doesn't care. But I definitely do. And so there's some things being considered. Like even Fauci said, okay, if you quarantine the teams You put them all in hotels, big hotels, apart from each other. And then you don't have fans show up at the game. No fans, no family. You just go to one location like Phoenix, as they're talking about right now. Play in several different locations without fans. You could safely do it. Even he admitted that. And he said he'd like to see it because he's a baseball fan. He wants the Nationals to defend their title.
Yeah, I saw that. Play ball. Let's go.
That's what they're talking about with Major League Baseball. Also, the NFL talking about some contingency plans if things aren't back to normal.
Yeah, they're saying they're going to release their schedule around May 9th and have built into it. Nobody knows exactly what this means, but flexibility. All I can think of is maybe all 6 of your divisional games are the last 6 weeks of the season, just in case it's really curtailed. You at least get those in at the end. I don't know. We'll see. But
so the schedule is being released
May 9th. Yeah. Also on May 9th is when UFC starts on Fight Island down in Florida with 3 matches. They've scheduled that as their return date as well. May 9th is a big moment for sports returning, it looks like. I still no word on the NBA or the NHL, who are, coming down to the wire for their playoff chases.
Although the NBA's talked about finishing their season in Las Vegas as well.
I haven't heard that brought up in a while. What's going on?
I haven't heard it talked about much.
On that?
But they talked about it, I think, last week or the week before. So I don't know where that stands now. But Dana White has been fighting like hell to get his sport going. And first of all, he wants to make money, I'm sure. Secondly, I think he really wants to provide people entertainment. And so he told ESPN that he's targeting May 9th as the date for the return at that Fight Island in Florida. So,
okay,
keep your fingers crossed.
Big day coming up. It's not that far out, just 3 weeks, right?
Yep. Also, the NFL draft happening, next week? A week from today?
Today it starts round 1, then you got round 2 and 3 on Friday, and then the rest of it on Saturday.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
And I just, I'm supposing somebody's internet connection is going to go out in their home, and it's probably going to be the Detroit Lions, maybe the Cleveland Browns. Somebody's going to struggle making their picks.
Got some tweets here. Pat Unleashed. I've seen your hernia tweets. Come on, Keith. Everyone knows the tastiest bats are way in the back of the cave.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody knows
Shall not be infringed. How long until we see a video of Pat's kale-wrapped bat rolls? That does sound tasty, doesn't it? That sounds yummy. Yanzer Phoenix. We all learned in the documentary Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls, that bats are the winged spawn of Satan. Hashtag Pat Mob.
Oh, hashtag Pat Mob. That's right.
From Sweet Pea, if turtles weren't so stupid, they would know you don't even need a straw in the ocean.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, it is.
Boy, turtles are
They're dumb. But Pew Pew One Pew asks, are the turtles smarter than leftists? Oh my gosh, yes. Infinitely smarter than leftists. Infinitely. Donald USMC. I wonder how many other things they don't take into account when they make decisions that infringe upon our freedom. Oh, that's above our pay grade, right? Speaking of Governor Murphy from New Jersey, who said...
By what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights in issuing this order? How do you have the power to do that?
That's above my pay grade, Tucker. So I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this.
Huh. What were you thinking about?
Did you consult an attorney?
Right.
I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark.
Okay, so there you go. He didn't think about the U.S. Constitution, but he did think to call Cardinal Joe Tobin. So we got that going for us.
Let's think of the pay grade comment there. It's above your pay grade to consider the U.S. Constitution. I mean, you're the chief executive of the state of New Jersey. Like, what's above your pay grade? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Tobin. Cardinal Tobin. That's
right.
the guy. That's the guy who's above his pay grade. Okay.
That's right.
All righty.
He can make all the decisions in New Jersey. Thank you, Cardinal Tobin, for being so benevolent.
I got in the wrong line of work. I should have gone to Cardinal school or something.
The Larky Farkin tweets, the dinosaurs died out because plastic straws.
That's what did it. That's what did it.
Did they get in their noses or did they choke on them trying to eat them? I don't know. But yeah, that brought about the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Apparently, compared to humans, turtles cannot be considered smart or intelligent. But when compared to other animals, some turtle species can be considered smart. I guess. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
Oh, by the way, some big news. Yesterday, we heard the big news that Barack Obama had endorsed Joe Biden for president of the United States.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody, because he asked him not to. I mean, it went specifically against his wishes, and I'm sure pissed him off. He hasn't talked about that, but I think that's amazing restraint on Joe's part. He did not ask Elizabeth Warren, so far as I know, not to endorse him, and now she has to. So now that the entire field is cleaned out, other than Joe Biden, now Elizabeth Warren jumps on board.
Seriously.
So weird.
I guess she finally put to bed the thought that Bernie's going to swoop in and be the nominee, and I'm going to be picked as his vice presidential running mate. And then when she sees Bernie come out and
think she was still harboring that for a while?
Yes.
And then once she finally saw Barack, against the wishes of Joe, get on board, then she realized she had to as well. Yeah, I think that's probably the process.
Yeah, and what is it with these long endorsements? I mean, hers was like 4-minute long video on her Twitter account. Barack's was, I don't know, 12 or 13 minutes. Just, keep it short and simple.
Yeah, I endorse Joe Biden for president. The end.
And he was a great vice president. He got us through some tough times, and he's the leader we need. Vote Joe. I mean, seriously.
I mean, that's superfluous too, but okay. I could go with that. A total of 10 seconds, and then move on with your life. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. This is fascinating to me that, all these cures that we're seeing online for the COVID-19, what have we gone through so far? Vinegar has been put forward as a cure. Also, of course, obviously the hydroxychloroquine, but that may actually be a cure. But there have been a whole bunch of things online that people are touting right now that may be a magical cure for the disease. And that's why, in some cases, like the vinegar was wiped off the shelves of the grocery stores for a while because of the rumor that it cured COVID-19. Also, you have colloidal silver that people are talking about. You got the, they tried the fish tank cleaner, which didn't really work for that wonderful couple.
Yeah, test results didn't work out there.
Alex Jones's Super Blue Silver Immune Gargle.
He's Super Blue
Silver Immune Gargle. He has touted that.
Oh, is that what the FDA is going after?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And now there's another little trend that may hit a little closer to home for some people. Human breast milk. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna drink breast milk to see if that's a cure. Milk sellers across the country said they've seen an increase in buyers reaching out to purchase breast milk, not to feed their babies, but to boost their immunity against the virus.
I am so grateful you're not reading the story on a Wednesday or Friday.
Yeah, with Jeffy here. Yeah. While the practice is rare and highly discouraged by health experts, the principle behind it is being studied by at least 2 prominent universities.
Think about it.
It's an interesting idea, said Lars Bode, who's the chair of collaborative human milk research at the University of California, San Diego. UC San Diego is looking into this. Maybe not the right thing to do for multiple different reasons. But he said the idea that it could contain COVID-fighting properties, that's not too far-fetched.
Okay.
Huh.
Very good.
Online breast milk sales are an established market in the U.S., if not a well-regulated one. Websites like Only the Breast and Happy Bellies, Happy Babies, self-described overproducers, market their milk to mothers who underproduce, or to single fathers or gay men who can't produce milk of their own. So they buy it from people who produce a whole bunch. Because breast milk is classified as food, it can be traded without the troublesome regulations that apply to most bodily fluids. Okay? Sellers have described making up to $20,000 a year selling their breast milk. About $3 an ounce is what they get for it. But the unregulated nature of the trade also means it's a little bit susceptible to scammers and creeps.
What? No.
Yeah.
Is it like an economy pack you could buy? Like, the more you buy, the more you save?
I don't know. You could look into it, though, at
Nope.
Only the Breast.
Oh, shoot. Firewall blocked it.
Bodybuilders have also gotten in on the action, avowing that breast milk is liquid gold for muscle growth.
Hear me now, believe me later. Drink the breast milk. Oh, gosh, no.
Adults have been seeking it out because of its known benefits to infants' immune systems. And so...
See, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking as you're reading the story. I'm like, well, I mean, it is better for babies.
Right.
But I'm going to die from the coronavirus instead. Thanks.
That's what I was going to ask. Would you drink breast milk if you believed it was a cure, or do you just let the disease run its course?
I'm going to put the breast milk above the fish tank cleaner, but below the anti-malaria drug.
Yes.
As far as my options that I'm taking. That's the order I'm putting them in.
If I was dying and this was the last possible hope for me, and I didn't have hydroxychloroquine available, maybe, I don't know. If you didn't tell me what it was.
Yeah, just make me a smoothie.
Yeah.
Just bring me a smoothie and don't tell me anything until I'm cured.
Put some Nesquik in it and stir it up. Maybe you got chocolate breast milk. I don't know.
Are you feeling better? Yeah, it's great. Whatever miracle you gave me, thanks. Yeah, it was breast milk. That's what I want to find out. I need a chocolate shake, please.
Oh, man.
But, spare me the details till after I'm all healed up.
So this guy's lab at UCSD is still trying to figure out whether the virus can be spread through breast milk. So that's another thing. If a mom has the virus, can you pass it on to the baby through your breast milk?
Is quote, this guy's lab more secure than the Wuhan lab that we've been reading about?
I sure hope so.
This guy's lab, how does he doing it? Okay, I don't know how many details we want here, but how is he getting these experiments? Are women coming in and...
I didn't ask that
deposits?
question, and I don't see it answered here, so I'm not even going to speculate on that. Not exactly sure how it works.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, well, you can do a little research on your own.
What's our source on this? I'll find this story.
All right,
I'm
find
curious.
the story. But they don't go into how they procure the breast milk.
Well,
so
now,
and I'm not going to look into it.
Careful though, because bats make milk, right?
Bats?
Yeah, don't isn't there bat milk or something? Sure.
I guess.
No, they're marsupial. What are they? What are those little freaks? Yeah, bat milk is wait, no, that's not. Yeah, it's a mammal. Oh gosh, it is a thing. That's gross. See, there's probably people in China right now thinking they can become immune by oh my goodness. Listen to all these milks. Did you know llama milk is apparently the best milk you could have?
Why?
I don't know. This is a quick scan through here.
Llama milk.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is ranking mammals milk. Llama,
based on what?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How is it at 85% here on this thing? Anyhow, human milk is down 29%. So when you, I guess, again, I'm just seeing this on the fly here. This is live radio. What this is doing, I think it's comparing the benefits of mammals' milk, right, with each other. And so llama wins 85% of the time when put up against others, and then goat 84, sheep 83, cow 83. Listen to this. Camel, squirrel, horse, kangaroo, otter, bear, elephant, rabbit, pig, panda. What are we doing here? All the way down. Humans are like near the bottom at 29%. Bat, 26%. So...
It's almost as good as the
it's
human
almost
milk.
as good. Rat milk is apparently the worst. 18%. Rat, 18%. Huh.
All right.
That is an interesting chart. We'll try to tweet this out later.
What about almonds?
Almond milk.
Of course, almonds aren't
not
an
a
animal,
mammal.
or a mammal. No. But, the little, you got to squeeze the little things on the almond to get the milk out.
Yeah, that's
hard to do. I don't want that job.
That is that's a task right there. My goodness. What did I read? That is so inefficient, too. How many almonds it takes to make just a little bit of milk.
Yeah, I've seen the statistic. I don't remember what it is right now, but it's too many. It's too many to make it viable.
Would you want some chimpanzee milk? Oh, right in the middle of the chart here.
No.
Yeah, we got to send this out. This is a fascinating little thing here.
Yeah, as long as we're talking about milk, send that out, and we could tweet it out for you. 888-900-3393 and at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let me take 60 seconds to tell you about Omega XL. Great new sponsor. Just talked to Dr. McQuillan about Omega XL last week, and the pains that they go to make this the best quality inflammation fighter there is. Inflammation is probably the root of most all back, neck, shoulder, and leg pain. It's why you suffer with achy, painful joints and muscles. It's what arthritis does. It inflames your joints. Like I've got this inflamed joint right now in my elbow, and I've been taking, I guess it's been about a week and 2 days now that I've been taking the Omega XL. And I'm always leery of these because in the past I've tried these kinds of things, and the fish taste that you wind up with afterwards, burping up fish all day. I just can't. I just can't do it. This doesn't do that to me at all. There's no icky fish taste, and it really works. Now, they said it takes 2 weeks to build up in the body and give you some relief. I've already started to experience some relief with the pain in just eight or 9 days. It goes right to the inflammation. These are teeny tiny little pills that are super easy to take. And this is backed by 30 years of research. It's a powerful natural supplement to reduce pain due to inflammation, and it promotes healthy joints and increased mobility. It is really awesome. Here's the special offer to get you started. Order now and get your second bottle free. Visit omegaxl.com/Pat. Essentially half off, right? Because you get the second bottle free. omegaxl.com/Pat. I got some tweets here at Pat Unleashed. 888-900-3393. And, of course, at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Michael NP1701 tweets, how long does it take to walk a turtle? I don't know. And do you put it on a leash? I guess you would. But doesn't really matter because the turtles are so stupid, as we
If turtles weren't so stupid, they would put straws in their noses.
Right.
When I see a straw, I put it in my mouth. Straws don't belong there, but the turtles don't know why. So maybe they all deserve to die.
Good point. It's a really good point.
Guy.
It's fantastic. Alexandria Go tweets, why was Mitch McConnell in Italy and why was some lady walking him?
Good stuff.
And see, from Daniel, honest question, Pat, because this has always confused me. Why is milk intended for humans considered so knee-jerk gross, yet milk intended for a cow isn't? Excellent question.
That is an excellent question.
Excellent question.
I would say because I never met the cow. You know, like if you don't meet the human, maybe that's, no.
I don't.
That is one of those, you got me.
That's a good question.
Just not interested.
Right?
No, thank you.
Right?
I will spend all day in the field with the cows.
Maybe because the delivery device is, sort of thought about in other ways. And so when you think about the delivery device delivering milk for babies, then it kind of grosses you out.
You're saying that cow udder is not attractive.
Right.
Okay.
And then I'm saying that the human delivery device
No, I know what you're saying.
is thought about in other ways. And that might have something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can noodle that out on your own.
Oh.
Yeah, you can form some groups of less than 10 people, and you can talk about it amongst yourselves. Tampa Ken tweets, Jeffy is just a phone call away. If we wanted his advice. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow. We'll just wait till the Friday show. Pew pew one pew. Wait. Gay men can't produce milk? Says who?
Right.
Oh, that's a good question too. Did you consult the scientists? Is this based on science? Well, it can't be, because we know that men can have babies, so they can certainly produce milk. Beta Bodine tweets, what about the roach milk? Doesn't that have some medicinal value to it?
Oh, yeah.
And as we discuss this milk situation, the breast milk, the bat milk, the roach milk, you know what comes to mind? Joaquin Phoenix's Oscar speech. Do you remember it? Anybody remember that weird speech?
What about cows or something? Or
yes, in part. He said, I think that we've become very disconnected from the natural world, and many of us, what we're guilty of is an egocentric worldview. The belief that we're the center of the universe. We go into the natural world and we plunder it for its resources. We feel entitled to artificially inseminate a cow, and when she gives birth, we steal her baby, even though her cries of anguish are unmistakable.
okay.
So the mooing, I guess, right? Then she's... It's unmistakable that that's anguish, because I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're looking for their baby, right?
Okay.
That's what we learned recently.
All right.
Yeah.
And then we take her milk that's intended for her calf, and we put it in our coffee and our cereal. And I think we fear the idea of personal change because we think that we have to sacrifice something to give something up.
Okay.
But human beings at our best are so inventive and creative and ingenious, and I think that when we use love and compassion as our guiding principles, we can create, develop, and implement systems of change that are beneficial to all sentient beings and to the environment.
So many words.
What he's saying there is you need to give up milk.
Oh, I thought he was saying use human breast milk in your coffee and your cereal. Did I mishear that? Okay.
No, that might be part of it as well.
Okay.
That might be part of it.
I wonder where he would come down on that.
I'd like to ask him. If Phoenix wants to come on the show, if he calls in, put him right through, because we'll talk to him about it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Phoenix listens to this particular broadcast a lot.
Oh, well, we know that Keith Olbermann had a subscription to the Blaze back in the early days.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
So, I mean, they're lurking out there.
You imagine sitting there in your $10,000 tuxedo, your $30,000 gown, and you listen to this rambling speech about milk and cow insemination. You think, I dressed up for this tonight?
Right.
This is what you can't bash Donald Trump up there? You got to talk about cow milk? Come on, Phoenix.
I'm sure there was butter on the table, too. All the tables probably had butter for the bread while he's doing this little spiel.
Yes, that we got from an unsuspecting cow. And his cries of anguish were unmistakable. Not only did you steal my calf, but you took my butter.
Yeah, don't tell the Chinese that the bats don't do that when you take their milk.
They don't cry for anguish?
Of course, they probably already know this, so let's
All right.
not say anything.
What a weird world we live in. It's a madhouse. Seriously.
I think you do want to see the old lady playing different sports.
I do,
we
just
don't have
for fun.
sports. Yeah.
Just for fun.
Let's watch this old lady in lockdown playing with ping pong balls.
She's developed some skills here. Check this out.
Watch this. Now here she's throwing this is a Mentos.
She got the Mentos
into the Coke.
Into the Coke on.
Boom! Look at that.
I wonder how many throws that took.
It doesn't matter. It
does not matter.
Editing is fun. And then so there we go. Look at that. It has to fit perfectly.
That's amazing.
Nice job there.
So that she could do it at all is an amazing
Now look at
feat.
this. Bounce off the pot there into the cup, and then 2 pots into the cup, 3 pots into the cup.
Okay.
4 pots with the ping pong ball. You got to see this on Blaze TV later. Look at this over the back. Look at that. This lady is insane.
This is being done by. Come on now.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do this to me.
It's CGI.
No, it's not.
It's CGI.
No, it's not.
Yep.
It's an old lady with skills, man.
It is CGI.
This guy, the ruiner of all that is fun.
Do I wish she was doing that? Yeah, I do.
But look at her. I mean, do you think she's capable of lying like that, celebrating and dancing and stuff?
Yes.
No way. Old ladies don't do that. Look, that's genuine. She's celebrating. She's dancing because she just dropped the ball into the solo cup.
That's great. All right, 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Much more to come here on Pat Gray Unleashed. On Twitter, got some tweets here. Just two muck and fudge tweets. Can we get a llama milk story from Tom Brokaw? NBC Nightline News with Tom Brokaw. Leading experts tonight are talking about the healing properties of llama milk. Of llama milk. It's an exciting possibility that llama milk can heal COVID-19. All right.
I love it.
From Sarah for Republic. Oh, crap. It's almost time to go to work. Time to roll off my bed and hopefully not trip over a sock on the way to the couch.
There we are. That's 2020 in a nutshell.
From Smallmouth Bass Kurt. Sorry. Cow too tasty. I will not stop eating them. Or drinking their milk, probably. Or milk. Oh, milk, cow milk is not as good as llama milk. The prolific GD Chapel. Thanks, Keith. Now I have
Bat milk.
Bad milk. Stuck in my head.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And now so do the rest of us. So thank you, GD Chapel. By the way, the numbers just came out as they have been every Thursday.
Yep.
And once again, they're not good. The unemployment numbers. Unemployment, 5.2 million lost their jobs this last week.
So we're up to almost 22
million in 4 weeks. 22 million people in 4 weeks. Okay. You think it's time to restart the engine? You think it's time to get people back to work? I keep hearing experts talk about the V-shaped recovery. Of course, we were at a high point. Then we hit rock bottom. Hopefully, we'll shoot right back up to the top once this starts up. That's what everybody hopes. Is it going to be that way? I don't know. I hope so. We'll see. But 5.2 million more people lost their jobs. Jeez, I don't know how we keep doing this. And every time Trump brings up the fact that we've got to get back to work, we've got to get back to normal, he gets hammered for it. I mean, do you not care about the livelihoods of people? Do you not care about people dying? People are dying. Yes, that is true too. 2%? 1 to 2% of people have in fact died. They have contracted this disease. But at some point, we're going to have to take the risk, right? We can't go on like this for a year and a half, like some are saying. Who was it? Oh, Zeke Emanuel said we need to do this for a year and a half. 18 months. Yeah, no thank you. No thank you. You will not have an America to go back to. It won't be here. Nothing like we have ever known. It would be so ugly that what is waiting for us is going to be worse if we don't get back to work.
Dare I say that's what Democrats want?
I think they do.
Yeah, we can restart the economy long about, get us about a week into November, and then we can fire things back up.
And they can remake the country in their image, to their heart's desire, creating a socialist utopia. Unbelievable. So, 888-900-3393 with your thoughts. Also, some more great news from Asia. Giant Asian hornets that can kill with a single sting are invading virus-stricken U.S.
Wait, you started this off with some more great news out of Asia?
Yeah, yes. Thank you for the virus, and thank you for the killer hornets. That's fantastic. Giant Asian hornets that have begun to invade the U.S. may cost the economy millions of dollars a year. The insects, which can kill with a single sting, may have a devastating impact on the already dwindling honeybee population, too. Aww. So they go after honeybees as well as humans?
Yeah, so if you don't react well to the venom.
If you're really, really allergic.
Mm-hmm.
Experts estimate the pests may cause America a staggering $29.3 million as they invade. The invasion is projected 29.3.
I was about to say, that's nothing today.
That's nothing.
What?
That sounds like nothing now, doesn't it?
That's like...
It sounds like I just said 38 cents.
That's a clause in a bailout bill.
Right.
Come on.
29.3. I'm not even worried about that.
We can absorb this.
I mean, I don't want people to die in a single sting, but the cost is nothing.
Wait a minute.
Staggering? That's not staggering.
So what percentage of people, if they get stung by these things, could die?
95%.
95%. Well, if it's 1%, we should just lock our doors and have a summertime lockdown because there's a hornet on the loose.
If it saves one person, isn't it worth it to lock down the country till we kill all these bees?
I think so.
Or hornets, whatever they are.
I think that's where we're at. I can't imagine any other solution than to just lock down the population and avoid these stingers.
Asian hornets are similar to European hornets that live in the U.S.
Okay, that made me think of a Monty Python skit, but go ahead.
But they're not native to America. They're large insects measuring about 2 inches long. Originally from Southeast Asia, they prey on small creatures, especially bees. Just one sting is enough to kill someone allergic to their venom. Uh-oh. The yellow-legged critters were accidentally introduced to France from China in 2004.
Thank you, China!
And they've been spreading rapidly throughout Europe ever since. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, is it too late to build another Great Wall of China? Like around the country?
High enough to keep the hornets out?
Something, please.
That'd be a big wall.
You guys got some...
That would be a big wall.
Anyhow, so there we are. So now we've got that. Boy, this is shaping up to be just a...
Fun.
What a year 2020 is already turned out to be.
Yeah, it's a fun year. There's a Google plan, though, to wipe out mosquitoes that appears to be working.
Are we going to track mosquitoes?
Probably. Let's see. The plan to wipe out the mosquitoes, it has succeeded in nearly eliminating them from test sites in California's Central Valley. Stamping out illness caused by mosquitoes is one of Alphabet's most ambitious public health projects. You know, Disney does this too. There are almost zero mosquitoes at Disney World, even though they're in a swamp in Florida, because of the program that they have to kill mosquitoes. I guess it's really intensive. Anyway, Verify is also running a coronavirus triage and testing in parts of California. According to Bradley White, the leading scientist on the initiative, he said mosquito suppression is even more important during the pandemic so that outbreaks of mosquito-borne diseases like dengue fever don't further overwhelm hospitals. Since 2017, the company has released millions of lab-bred male mosquitoes into several Fresno County neighborhoods during mosquito season. The insects are bred in a Verify lab to be infected with a common bacterium. When these male mosquitoes mate with females in the wild, the offspring don't hatch.
Aha!
You've just made them
you sterilized them, right?
Sterile.
Oh no, we got Joaquin Phoenix on the phone.
We better.
Oh no!
Let's call Joaquin and see what he thinks about this.
You can hear the cries of the mama mosquitoes.
At least we're not milking them.
That's right.
Okay, we're not milking the mosquitoes, so don't worry about it, Joaquin. In results of the trial published this week, Verify revealed that throughout the peak of the 2018 mosquito season, from July to October, these males successfully suppressed more than 93% of the female mosquito population. That is awesome. Only female mosquitoes bite. I didn't know that.
Oh, well, that figures.
Are you aware of that?
No, but that totally makes sense now.
What does that tell you about females? They are... Wow. Okay. That's great. So, that's interesting. So, is there a number of people can call about this, Ivan, and talk about the mosquito situation? It's interesting. When can people call? All right. Let me tell you about Simply Safe. With all the uncertainty in the world, feeling safe at home has never been more important. That's why I want to talk to you about Simply Safe Home Security. They're longtime friends of the show, and for good reason. They've made it easy to finally get comprehensive protection for your home at a great cost. First of all, the equipment is inexpensive. Secondly, the monitoring, I was up to about $60 prior to Simply Safe. They'll do it for $15 a month. There's no technician or salesperson that needs to come over to your house either, and right now they can't anyway, so this is perfect for you. You don't need to pay any outrageous monthly fees or sign a contract of any kind. Right now, when you go to simplysafe.com/unleashed, my listeners will get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial. If you don't like it, just ship it back. That's simplysafe.com/unleashed. And make sure they know that you heard it on Pat Gray Unleashed. Simply Safe, and all of us here wishing you safety and good health. Simplysafe.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right, we heard about the little problem the other day with Fredo at his family. Fredo and Michael Corleone. I think they were outside talking, and they had their wives around, and a biker rolled up on him, and he was like, "Hey, what isn't that guy supposed to be in quarantine?" Anyway, the wonderful Fredo called him a jackass, loser, fat tire biker, and did a radio rant about him. The Post on Tuesday said that the guy who rolled up on Fredo called him nothing but a bully, and he's even filed a complaint with cops against him. Sometimes he's scary stupid, the East Hampton man said, who has to be identified only by his first name, David. That's what he said about Chris Cuomo. He's just scary stupid. David said Cuomo was with his wife, another woman, and 3 kids who were playing around on the property. He stopped and sat on his bike well over 100 feet from the property. I just looked and said, "Is that Chris Cuomo? Isn't he supposed to be quarantined?" Cuomo, of course, was pissed off by that, and he's a hothead. I mean, this guy is amazing. Apparently, Cuomo's wife said, "May I help you?" And the guy said, "I'm just riding my bike." And then started asking why Cuomo was out there out of quarantine and not social distancing from everybody. That's when Cuomo started toward him, coming within about 40 feet. He said, "Who the hell are you? I can do what I want." He just ranted, screaming, "I'll find out who you are." Uh-oh. That sounds like a threat right there.
Seriously, though, I mean, Chris Cuomo should be inside, right? Like, when, how many days has it been? It's been less than 14, right?
I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, the biker says, I said to him, "Your brother's the coronavirus czar, and you're not even following his rules. Unnecessary travel." He just began to boil more. He said, "This is not the end of this. You'll deal with this later. We will meet again." If that's not a threat, I don't know what is, David said. The man said he waited till Monday afternoon to call East Hampton cops to report the incident. "Because I hate bullies," he said. At first, the resident said he just got huge pushback from police about filing a report. But then by Tuesday morning, after the Post and other outlets reported Cuomo's meltdown, including about his run-in with the bicyclist, the police had a whole different attitude. The man said he asked the investigating officer, "Any chance you saw the report about Cuomo's radio rant?" "Yes, we have," the cop said. "I think you'll like what we've written," the officer said to David. Okay. Now, David, you might think, okay, well, yeah, he's a big Trump supporter, and he's just trying to cause problems because Cuomo's are obviously Democrats.
And then you remember this is New York State, where the story's from.
And David said he's a lifelong Democrat and voted for Andrew Cuomo for governor. Added that he doesn't plan on pressing charges against Cuomo Chris Cuomo, unless I get any more feeling that this guy's a threat to me.
Yeah, who knows?
Who
By
knows?
the way,
the guy is a hothead.
So if that happened this past weekend, then judging by news reports when he came out and said, "Hey, I've got coronavirus," then that would have still been within the 14-day window. And breaking
Was
news,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
So breaking news this morning, as referenced in that story, his wife was nearby. His wife has coronavirus now, Chris Cuomo's wife. So there's that update to that story.
Well, of course she does. She was
you need to practice
in close quarters with Chris, right?
You need to be on lockdown, Chris. Stay down in the
If
basement.
she would have followed my advice and just not breathed and didn't touch anything, she would have been fine. But she didn't listen to me. Maybe it was too late by the time I gave those directions.
That's the problem. Just didn't hear it in time.
I mean, there's two things you have to do. It's so easy.
Yeah, here's how everyone, listen, turn up your radios, right? Put your ear right up with the speaker. These are the two things you have to do if you want to avoid getting the coronavirus. Pat?
Thing one, don't breathe.
Don't breathe.
Number two, don't touch anything.
I mean, we're done.
And you're fine. I mean, it skips all the wash your hands, social distance. It skips all that stuff. Don't breathe. Don't touch anything.
Dr. Fauci, can you hear this? Why don't you start transmitting that? By the way, there's something where I didn't print this up. Somebody asked for him to be the considered for sexiest man alive.
What?
Yeah, we got to find that.
Get out of here.
Yeah, come on. Let's talk to Jeffy about that tomorrow.
Anthony
because
Fauci?
If Dr. Fauci is going to be considered for sexiest man alive,
yeah,
Jeffy.
That opens up a whole world of opportunity for everybody. It really does. All right, just for fun, we've had this for, 3 years on the docket.
What is it?
The Nation of Jake's parody.
Oh, yeah, the Devil's
the Beck song.
So Beck did the song Devil's Haircut. And, since he's got a poor nephew here who, senior year in high school, and it's ruined for all you guys that are supposed to be graduating this spring. Sorry, you're the class of 20. Mm-hmm. But, so he did a little parody.
Parody. Homemade haircut. Here's Nation of Jake.
He's good, man.
I like the end of that. That rocks.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. We'll tweet that out later. Nation of Jake is worth a follow on Twitter.
888-900-3393. You know what is going to mitigate this, supposedly? I keep hearing this is seasonal. And so what happens? We get the first April, I think, since we've been here, that's actually been pretty cold. That's what happens.
Of course, man.
Of course. It just started getting into the 80s, 80, 85. I think one day we were close
90s.
to 90.
We were in the 90s one day last week. Yeah.
Next day it was like 48 degrees for the high. Maybe 45, 43, somewhere in there. It was really cold.
Yeah.
Keith tweeted about this.
Yeah, so we got down to 33 at my house. And
yesterday you said it got down to 50. Oh, this is from...
So then some patheads, chimed in about how cold it was where they live.
Okay, so where is this? Where you got down to 15? Hastings,
Nebraska, where Logan lives. Yesterday got down to 15 degrees. Coldest temperature for April 14th since Hastings started recording temperatures in 1907.
Global warming right there.
I think
it's gotten so warm, it's gone all the way around to cold.
And I think Sabes84 chiming in from South Dakota says our average low for April so far is 13 degrees. That's 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, the average low up there, lives near the Black Hills, 13 degrees. 2 nights ago, it was 7 degrees. So,
wow.
If heat kills the virus.
Wow. Yeah, we're not getting it.
We're not getting it, man.
Which is too bad because, I'm usually not cool with it getting into the 80s and 90s because that just means the hundreds are just right around the corner. But I bring it on this year. Bring it on. Let's get this thing eliminated. Meanwhile, it is so cold.
How cold is it? Sorry.
It's apparently punctured the ozone layer above the Arctic. That's how cold it is.
I love this story.
Unusually low temperatures in the atmosphere above the North Pole have caused a hole in the ozone layer.
No, hang on a second. See, when I was brainwashed as a kid, I was taught that the pollution is creating
fluorocarbons.
Yeah, you can't be spraying hairspray out in the driveway and tearing up styrofoam and all that stuff because you'll make a hole in the ozone. We got nothing going on in the world right now, literally, and this hole opens up. Why? Because
cold.
It's too cold.
Cold weather. The hole has been tracked from space and the ground over the past few days. It's reached record dimensions but it's not expected to pose any danger to humans unless it moves further south. If it extends further south over populated areas like southern Greenland, people would be at increased risk of sunburn. However, on current trends, the hole is expected to disappear altogether in a few weeks. Huh?
How's that work?
You would almost think the Earth is self-repairing.
Wait a minute. Oh, wait, missing from that story is it'll disappear in a few weeks because mankind is going to fix it. We're going to get up there and we're going to patch it up ourselves, right?
No, that's not what's happening. No. The hole is not related to the COVID-19 shutdowns that have drastically cut air pollution and reduced greenhouse gas emissions. In fact, it's cut down air pollution so much you can actually see the Himalayas now. We got a clear shot of the Himalayas that we haven't had in decades, I guess, because there's no pollution being cut down from China. China's having to shut down, and so, what a surprise. You're able to now see the mountain peaks? That's interesting.
Anybody in particular you want to address with your phrase there?
Of course. I mean, Ivan. Is there a number people can call?
Yeah, it's over there on your right-hand side.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that one of our... Shh. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Also, Georgia Democrat lawmaker endorsed President Trump's presidential bid. State Rep Vernon Jones. Who happens to be black. Yeah.
And he supports Trump?
Right. So, and he's a Democrat.
Okay.
Which means he's not really a black person.
Oh, no.
You know that. He's a, I guess, an Uncle Tom.
Well, obviously. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think his party's already come back at him and
action will be taken.
That's right. Yeah,
against him.
You're not going to be a black Democrat and support Donald Trump. Who do you think you are, man?
That shows just how loving these guys are and how inclusive.
Oh, so open-minded, right? Everyone can be who they want to be.
Talk about diversity, man. They're all about it. That's why they have vowed revenge on the lawmaker who endorsed Trump.
Such a big tent, that Democrat Party.
They're going to throw him out of the Democrat Party and out of his own race. He's not black anymore, I guess. So
unreal, man.
There you go. It's unbelievable. I mean, it is unbelievable. All right, 888-900-3393. Use that number tomorrow when it is Frivolous Friday, and we try to put the whole coronavirus thing behind us. On Pat Gray Unleashed. See you then.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.